All right, guys. My people, we don't come this morning. How on a day today? I would like us to start from the ADC. As I know, say this ADC matter, the coalition of a thing. Who want get the presidential ticket? It don't become problem, not be small thing. But I'd like us to listen to this analysis. Maybe you will get the proper holistic understanding if Peter Obi have any chance at all in getting the ADC ticket for 2027 to remove Tinubu. Let's watch this together, guys.
As the wrestle for the presidential seat in the upcoming 2027 election intensifies, the opposition coalition party, that is the African Democratic Congress, faces growing speculations and public concerns over its leadership aspirations. In response, the ADC has issued a stern warning to critics and internal players, emphasizing the party's commitment to ensuring a level playing field and transparent process in selecting its 2027 presidential candidate. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, says the coalition has not tipped its choice of a flag bearer in favor of any presidential aspirant, and the party is capable of managing the ambitions of its members. Within the twists and turns of what is playing out, there is a question of the political implication of this development for the opposing ADC. The Ogun State chairman of New Nigeria People's Party, Barrister Femi Aino, joins us for this conversation. Good morning.
Yes.
It's good to have you join us.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to ask you the same question I have. Now, we've seen a number of big or heavyweights, as a number of persons will put them, moved to the ADC, and here we are, concerns being raised regarding who the political figure or the presidential candidate for the party will be, because all of them seem to have the same ambition. And so that is seemingly, tearing the fabric, according to some persons, of that party already. But the party has come out to say, you know what, leave it to us. We know how to manage this person's and your ambition. But as an outsider, what are you seeing regarding this matter?
Well, I'm seeing conflict, and I'm seeing internal wranglings, and at the same time, there's a possibility that if care is not taken, there's going to be division along the line.
Really?
The reason being, you see, this is the problem when you have a coalition, although this is not a coalition in the real sense of it, because it's not an amalgamation of different political parties coming together. It is just a blend of some seasoned politicians who have decided to come together in order to defeat the incumbent president. But the problem with coalition is that there is going to be a lot of disagreement. And any coalition to succeed, there must be compromise. And that compromise will involve people putting down their guard and say, look, I'm willing to give way for this to happen. If that doesn't happen, any coalition cannot succeed. And also, for any coalition to succeed, at the same time, there must be the same ideology. All of you must share the same political ideology. And at the same time, you need to convince the electorate that, look, there's going to be joint thinking, and we are going to work together. And you see, for anybody to succeed, any political party to succeed in 2027 election, you must represent change. It is not about the same rhetorics, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. And if you look at what is going on now, every criticism is about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To some political party, that is more of a stable diet. But Nigeria doesn't want that. Nigeria just wants to know, how are you going to do things differently? And then how are we going to benefit? And also, during this election, people are going to look at the antecedents of the individuals and say, look, but you've had the opportunity before, and now you want us to give you a second bite of the cherry. What happened? Now they are talking about internal security. They are doing this. One of them was the vice president before. One was a former governor of a state. So that was an opportunity for you to make things happen. And if you didn't do that, how come you want us to trust you again? And let me just be sincere with you. The APC, which they are trying to unseat, is well entrenched. And anybody who wants to unseat the APC government, you must have a formidable structure. You must have a constitution that will deal with any internal wrangling. And if care is not taken, very soon you're going to have the new ADC, then you're going to have the old ADC. Because when these new people come into your party, I must be sincere, they want to hijack the structure. They want their people in place. And then the old people are going to come out and say, look at the procedure which they even follow, which is quite defective. Number one, if you want to join any new political party or you want to form an alliance, first of all, you need to resign where you are before you even come out. Now, after coming out and saying this is what we are going to do, you are now sending resignation letter. Now, what happened is this. Let's just get hypothetical here. You can't be here, go to another TV channel and read the news and come back and tell TVC that, look, I don't want to work here again. What you need to do first is that you tender your resignation. Now, they didn't resign from that party before coming out to say this is what they are going to do. After the hue and cry, they now sent a resignation letter. Take that as number one. Once you have tendered your resignation and you come to the new party, the next thing you have to do is to ask for a waiver. Okay, because number one, some of the constitution will say, the party constitution will say you need to be a member before you can aspire to any office. Now, the ADC, they are using their 2018 constitution. Now, nobody has said, look, let us try. If we are going to bring these people in, let us amend that our constitution to incorporate them and what have you. And that's why some people are in court saying, look, you cannot have somebody as an interim chairman who has just joined the party. And that is not part of the constitution. Okay. And there might be issues there. And
you know, political parties, especially when the elections are just around the corner, have a way of heating things up. Factionalization of a political party, will I be correct if I say it's normal? Now, if that is the case, let us look at the experience of the people in the ADC. You know, as you said yourself, not just one, two of them were former governors. We've had ministers and so on that came together to form the ADC. Factionalization actually has not been such a problem that it breaks a party before election. Do you think that the kind of factionalization that we're having in the ADC right now is strong enough to disintegrate that party?
Well, I think it's too early, or it's too premature to say that. But if it's not well managed, there's a possibility that will be their downfall. Because you see, the nature of modern day politics is about betrayal. Politicians betray one another. They go behind. If you are appointed as a minister, they will go behind and be telling hypocrites about you that, look, this person, this. But what we want, what Nigerians want, is issue-based politics, where people, you see, we have a lot of problems.
Have we ever had issue-based politics in Nigeria?
Well, at the end of the day, there has been an effort towards that direction because people are giving us saying this will be our policy direction. It may well be the case that people are promising much and delivering little. But it is even better. You promise little and you deliver big. And now what they are saying is that, look, you've just come into the party. We have all these candidates, these people with series of ambition. One has tried to contest as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria so many times. And Nigerians are telling you, we don't want you. Because number one, you keep losing the election. Now, you're still coming forward. You are saying, look, give me another opportunity. But there's a question. You were once in PDP. There was a crisis there. You couldn't even manage that crisis effectively. What happened in the long run? You decided that, look, we are going to leave. No individual is bigger than the party. We must have that at the back of our mind. If any individual is becoming very disruptive, what do? You can get rid of them or tell them to go. This is an organization. If you have somebody here who is becoming a disruptive influence on others, that is a good ground to say there's a misconduct hearing and you get rid of them. Now, you have a situation whereby somebody was in PDP, he took appointment with APC government, and this person, when you try to take any action, he will tell you, no, you can't do that. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Now, it begs the question, why don't you tell him that, look, you have to take a decision, whether you want to be here or you want to be there, or we get rid of you. But they cannot take that decision because either for reasons best known to them. Okay? So, and that is the issue. Because if you cannot manage your political party, resolve crisis internally, it begs the question, how are you going to do that in a country of 250 million people?
But let me come to you here, because
please.
we hear politicians want to eat their cake and have it. So it's always all the time we see that they're in one party, they still want to have one leg there and one leg here. But talking about this coalition, you know, some people call it the Atiku-led coalition. And then you spoke about division. I'm just doing a lot of follow-up from everything you said. You said that there will be possible division if, you know, things are not put right. And we've seen comments of Peter Obi saying that, you know, he's not going to step down, you know, he wants to go for, you know, presidency, he's not going to step down. We all know Atiku would not want to be the vice to that. So we're looking at this. The question is, these people, are they really coming together for, you know, the interest of Nigerians, or it's looking like personal interest? You also said as well, some of these people have had big political positions. When they were politicians, what did they do? So they need to do more than just saying that, you know, we want to unseat this person, or more than just making it look like it's for our own selfish reasons.
Well, if you look at the rhetoric, then it's quite, I think it's about individual personal ambition rather than the.
Are you agreeing that that is what the coalition is about?
Well, it's quite obvious. You don't need to go far. You see, you don't need to tell a judge 25th of December is Christmas Day. Because at the end of the day, you don't teach people what common sense will have delivered. Because if you see this person is saying this, this person is saying this. And I've said it, and let me repeat it for the sake of emphasis. For any coalition to succeed, there must be compromise. Okay? Because number one, you can't have two masters in a ship. It's either one has to go or one will be the second. Now, if Obi said, look, I want to be president, Atiku said he wants to be president, Rotimi Amaechi also has the same ambition, and all of you are in the same party. You can't have two presidents. That is the issue.
Sorry to butt in. The parties do have a process where things like that are resolved. You know, there will be primaries, isn't it?
Yes.
So 10 people can say, I want to be president.
I agree with you, but that is a decision for the delegates during the primaries.
Exactly.
And you know what has happened in the history before? Money do exchange hands during primaries. Because, you know, it will now... Yes, and exactly. And that is the problem. Because, you see, if you are giving position to the highest bidder, the person who is even more qualified, that has what it takes, may not emerge as a leader. And that is not in our interest. And that is something we all need to sit down and reflect upon. Because all these political gladiators, I must be sincere to you, if care is not taken, because they are pushing them out as the face of the ADC now. And if the Nigerians are going to ask the question that, look, when you were there before, what did you do? And that is the question. Now you are asking us to give you a second bite of the cherry, but you've had the opportunity. If you have issue about insecurity, if you had issue about unemployment, if you had issue about so many other challenges we are facing, but you've had the opportunity to do something.
Well, some
but
would
you know,
say
sorry,
that
Veronica, just to come in,
point.
because he spoke about compromising. Are we looking at any of these people compromising?
Well,
because like you have said it, if there is no compromising, you know, there'll be possible division. Yes,
I agree. But if you look at the body language, for now, well, it is something in politics.
Absolutely.
Now, one thing, you see, another thing you need to appreciate is that, you see, there's no gratitude in politics. Okay, that is why if politicians are looking for your vote, they make promises. Because if they don't make those promises, they are not going to get votes. And if you vote for them, they get into office. They don't come to your house to say, okay, thank you. And then the people you give position, they are ready to even leave you and go to another political party because there is no gratitude. And for these political gladiators, if they are really keen in unseating the person in power, it is very, very important for them to, there should be joint thinking. At the same time, there should be compromise. And then at the same time, somebody must be ready to let down the guard and say, okay, I will give way to you. Then we can have a roundtable discussion. Well, because you see, coalition, when you have a coalition government, it's about sharing power. It's about compromise. And that is the most important thing, which I think is lacking. And if care is not taken, well, that will be the downfall, and I can see that coming.
Well, we cannot totally conclude, because one person might just decide to compromise at the end of the day, and some other persons might tell you that for the vice president, former vice president rather, he could not do as much when in his position because he had limited powers. So right now he wants to have a position where he can be able to do a lot of things, because you have the powers to wield, to influence that change that we are seeking. Because from all you are saying, it's seeming like we are not seeing a credible opposition in these people. Because what we want in a democracy is having a credible opposition, and that offers something different from what is already on the ground. But from your perspective, it's seeming like these persons would not be offering anything different that we haven't heard or seen before. And the PDP, as it stands right now, a lot of persons have been decimated, that they no longer seem to exist. Are you sharing the same kind of view regarding that?
I do,
because they are seemingly struggling with the movement of these persons out of the party.
Yes, and that's there's no credible opposition yet, but there will be credible opposition as time goes by. Because don't forget, most of these people, if they are not happy in one party, they will move to another party, and in which case maybe there will be joint thinking at that particular point in time. But one thing which is clear is this, okay? You said something which I think I disagree with you slightly, that okay, you were once a vice president, you didn't do much, but it's a joint ticket, definitely. So when you see, this is the problem. Ambition has a ladder. Okay, if you want to be a doctor, you need to go to a medical school.
You know what I've been doing all this while is I've been writing some of the things you have said. You know, no gratitude in politics, and now ambition has a ladder. These are things I'll use later. Thank you very much.
Let's finish a line of thought.
Let's be realistic, because number one, if you are a vice president, you need to be loyal to the president, because it's a joint ticket. Okay, but you will recall when this man was the vice president, he couldn't manage his own ambition, and that caused a lot of crisis between him and the principal as at that time. So you see, these are the issues. If you really want a credible opposition, there are other ways to do it. Somebody even toyed with the idea of tenure allegation some years back and said that the president, you do that. And what happened? Some people lobby in parliament and said this must not go through. You must not amend the constitution to give him more than 8 years. Now, because all what they've been saying is about President Bola Tinubu, where Tinubu this, Tinubu that. Well, you see, it's a deja vu. We have heard a lot of that in the past. But the issue is that if you know it's not performing, well, there's a provision to impeach him. That is another opportunity which you don't. But I know there will be difficulty with that because of the majority in parliament, that you really wants to remove the APC from power. What you need to do is to get political parties, not individuals now. I'm talking about political parties to come together and form, because these people are very well entrenched and they know what it takes. And also, it's not even limited to that. People who rig election in Nigeria, they don't rig election on election day. The moment you announce voters registration, that's when the rigging will start. And what they do, I can tell you as the chairman of a political party in the state, they just go to INEC office. They can even book INEC official and say, go and register our member, because this is where we have majority of our members.
See, if you now listen to this analysis, you will get to understand that all of them, you know, in that ADC coalition are all selfish, except Peter Obi. Yes, if these people really want Nigeria to be rescued, obviously you know that if Atiku is given a ticket, he can never win. He can never remove Tinubu. If Amechi Rotimi is given the ticket, obviously he cannot win and he cannot remove Tinubu. Everybody knows the only person that is a threat to Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, who can remove him from office, is Peter Obi. And these people in the coalition are selfishly at this moment trying to deny him of that ticket. So what is your own advice right now for Peter Obi? Put it on the comment section, because me, I don't give advice tire. Come be like say, me myself, I talk more than myself. So let me also learn from you. What is your advice for Peter Obi for 2027? This is NAIJA Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that affect you and I. Take care, guys, and bye for now.